Hello and welcome. In this DIY vlog, I'll be sharing how I used silica gel to dry my friend's wedding bouquet and some other flowers I found outside my house. I'll also be sharing how I assembled her wedding shadow box. Let's get right into the video. Sorry for the lighting, it's not great, but we're working with what we got. I've been drying parts of my friend's wedding bouquets, and here's a bunch of eucalyptus that has been hanging in the kitchen for a while, and it dried really nicely. I'm quite happy with how that turned out. So the leaves, they dried a little wrinkly, a little bit brittle, but they still look nice, and I can use these for shadow boxes and also reassembling her bouquet. Next, I've got some examples of flowers that I dried using silica gel. These you have to be very careful with. Depending on what kind of flowers you use, they are going to dry quite brittle. The one thing I don't like about flowers is they're more delicate than greenery. Greenery dries a little different than flowers in that it tends to be a little bit more tough depending on what kind of greenery it is. Although that is not the case with baby's breath. Baby's breath holds together really well. Kind of. There we go. Baby's breath. Sweet. And then there are some sweet little bunches of apple blossoms that were also in her bouquet. Now, even though I used silica gel, I'm not 100% sure, but I might have taken these out a little bit too early, because usually when you use silica gel, they actually retain a lot of their color. As you can see, there's a little pink at the ends there. These actually used to be a bright pink, and they've definitely lost a lot of their color. Now they're kind of like a yellowy pink or a peach, I guess. So as you can see, there are bits that are brown and bits that are green. Another example of me probably taking these out a little bit too early or not covering all the leaves in silica gel when I was drying them. So this is a perfect example of what happens when you don't cover all of the leaves when you're drying in silica gel, because as you can see, these are very green, very colorful, and then these little bits here are brown. But like this one I dried in silica gel, and the leaves were entirely covered, and they are very, very green. It's very nice. I must have dried a lot of these berries because there are quite a few in here. I'm actually curious what else I put in here. I think I was trying to dry some, I've already forgotten the name of the flower. It'll come to me later. Actually, you know what? I'll flash it up on the screen here because I will find it. I'll show it to you, and it'll be a good day. But look, this is also a perfect example of silica gel drying where it retains the color, and it was fully covered in the silica gel. It's very green, retained most of its color. I keep finding leaves, and I'm looking for the flowers that I put in this bin. I know they're in here somewhere. I'm just afraid of breaking them. Oh good gosh, okay. Ah, it's a leaf, it's a leaf. And it's cracked. I cracked the leaf, okay. I cracked it. Hey, just a quick forewarning. I completely forgot, like halfway through this process, that when removing flowers from silica gel, it's better to gently shake the container. Doing this exposes the flowers and makes it safe to pull them out with little to no damage. So I was doing this step wrong for a little while. Oh, they're so pretty. Two more little bunches. The treasure hunt continues. Flowers are falling off, unfortunately. So, super tiny, super pretty. Love these. I'm not sure what I'm going to use all of these for, but they are so pretty. See, I love flowers, but I'm not great at remembering the names of flowers. Something I'm trying to become better at. I'm not a florist. I'm really not a florist, but I love this stuff. Mostly because it ties into the vein of like home decor, and I like decorating my house with things from the outside. So I live near the water. I love it here. love being near the water, and I will go down to the beach and collect driftwood and make really cool wall hangings and stuff out of the driftwood. Actually, for my capstone, before I even moved near the water, I was playing around with driftwood because I used to live near a reservoir, and believe it or not, you can find driftwood next to reservoirs. It looks a little different than what you would find next to the sea or in a bay area. There's another one. But you can find really cool driftwood at reservoirs. Fun fact of the day that has really nothing to do with this video or flowers. I poured gel out into another container as I was working. I layered these flowers and bits of greenery pretty deep, so it would have been difficult to remove them otherwise. There was still some breakage, but most of my flowers held together really well. I also dried some greenery between some books using parchment paper. This is one of my favorite ways of drying greenery and flowers because you can use them in your journal or scrapbook. You have to plan this in advance though, as it takes 3 to 4 weeks for everything to dry properly. Next, I organized all my flowers and supplies and got to work on the arrangement. I used the original back to put the bouquet together and started by adding greenery around the outside. The arrangement was a cascading design, so I tried to keep some of the original shape. Her bouquet also had roses, which I had tried to dry in the silica gel, but they didn't hold together, so I had to assemble everything with the leftover baby's breath and carnations. To dry the carnations properly, I had to cut their stems off. To stick them back into the bouquet, I attached floral wire to them and wrapped it to create a faux stem. It took a little while, but the results were great. One thing I wish I could have found for the arrangement was a display case or cloche glass. I might be able to find something later on though. Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of me finishing up my friend's dried wedding bouquet. I assembled all of it yesterday, and this is the end result. So I'm very pleased with this. This is my first time assembling any kind of wedding bouquet for someone, and I think it turned out great. So generally, and this is just forewarning, if you decide to do this with your own wedding bouquet or someone else's, there's going to be breakage because it's a lot crispier. That's just the nature of dried flowers, but you can still get really good results. The one thing I'm a little sad about are her bouquet did have roses, and usually roses dry really well, and I attempted to dry them in silica gel, and for whatever reason, this particular bunch of roses, I don't know if I put too much silica gel in between the petals, or maybe I didn't let them sit in the silica gel long enough, but I pulled them out after a couple weeks, I think 2 or 3 weeks, which is the recommended amount of time to let flowers sit in silica gel, and the petals just started falling off. So only like 3 or 4 little roses remain intact, and I wasn't able to put them into the bouquet. So I'm probably going to use those in her shadow box because they're the only ones that survived. But anyway, I love the end results. Everything held together really well. It's all stuck into the base. That's what it looks like from behind. And this was the original base she had for her wedding day. And I'm kind of glad she kept it and let me take the whole thing with me when I left. So if you are in a wedding and you know how to do this, like I was my friend's matron of honor, and I was kind of just like, she actually did this for me. She was one of my bridesmaids in my wedding, and I was her matron of honor for her wedding, and she actually bought silica gel and dried my bouquet, which I really wasn't expecting, and I greatly appreciate. I'll have to show that to you guys in another video. I'm still trying to find a way to store it properly. Currently it's in a cardboard box. I've just left it in there because I know at least in the box dust won't get on it and it'll be safe. What I really want to do is get kind of a cloche glass. Here, I'll pop a picture of what that looks like up on the screen for anyone who doesn't know. But I think they're super pretty. If you, I'm going to recommend one of my favorite shows to you now because I binge watch it while I do art projects. One of my all-time favorite shows on Peacock, I watch Escape to the Chateau, and Angel, the lady who does most of the decorating in that series, in her chateau and home, uses these cloche glasses, and she puts little butterflies and flowers inside them, and I think they're the prettiest thing. But they're kind of hard to find. Michaels sells them, but they're pricey, and they're not as nice and heavy-duty looking as the ones that I see on the show. So I'm trying to find a good one. So next, just to protect the whole thing and keep it safe, I'm going to spray it with this Ultra UV Floral Protectant by Krylon, and it's sold at Michaels. I know that much. I'm not sure, I'm sure other craft stores sell it. I've used it before and it seems to work really well. It doesn't leave any kind of weird residue on the flowers. Originally I thought it was gonna leave some kind of shiny residue because it smells like spray paint. As I was spraying the flowers, I was like, oh no, like what's gonna happen? Nothing really happens. It just, you spray it, you let it sit outside and air out for a little while, and it just protects your florals. Next, I started arranging the shadow box. For anyone who doesn't know, I love thrift shopping. And my mom and I were out and she found this for $25, which is a really good price since the larger ones are usually $50 to $100. I started by printing some wedding photos at Walmart. I really wanted to use my own printer, but I had technical difficulties. Luckily, the self-serve kiosks at Walmart are quick, easy, and relatively inexpensive. Once I had all my photos together, I put everything inside the box. I played around with the items and pictures until I liked the look of everything. I was lucky to have saved so many little items from their wedding to put inside. We had a boutonniere that one of the groomsmen had worn, an extra corsage, and I even added one of the roses from the wedding bouquet in a small chiffon bag. It was a good way to incorporate the rose, especially since half the petals had fallen off. I was also able to use the pressed greenery to tie the arrangement together. I secured everything inside the shadow box using tiny silver pins and pushing them into place using the back of a metal ruler. I had to push them into the board at an angle because it wasn't thick enough to push them straight in. I wanted to avoid using tape or glue so as not to damage the items or the fabric-covered mounting board inside the box. This was my first time assembling a shadow box, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. My friends absolutely loved it. Okay.
I thought that was gone forever.
No! There you go.
We'll have to figure out a way
did a nice
to
job with
display
it.
it for you.
Yeah.
That's
He's
nice.
like, look at that. That's nice.
I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please click that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel for more DIY, travel, and lifestyle content. If you have any questions about dried flowers or shadow boxes, please leave a comment below. Well, until the next video, I'm out. Bye!